The Birth of Glory, a devotional for the seasons of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany, produced by Northside Church. Monday, December 1st. Our scripture passage today comes from 1 Samuel chapter 4, verses 21 and 22.
She named the boy Ichabod, saying, "The glory has departed from Israel," because of the capture of the ark of God and the deaths of her father-in-law and her husband. She said, "The glory has departed from Israel, for the ark of God has been captured."
Our story begins with the situation of a pregnant woman living in ancient Israel. We don't know her name, but her story speaks to the depths of human experience. Looking at the details of her life, we don't know much, but we can speculate based on what Scripture tells us. Her husband, Phinehas, was a priest of the Lord, and though the Bible refers to him as a scoundrel, we can assume that she benefited greatly from his position of power and influence. No doubt she had everything she needed and a good bit of what she desired as well. Her husband's father was Eli, the chief priest and judge of Israel, making him both the spiritual and political leader of her people. Unlike his son, Eli was a good man and served the Lord faithfully. Again, while we don't know anything about their relationship, I like to think that Eli loved and cared deeply for his daughter-in-law. And now she was pregnant, carrying a baby boy who would grow up to be part of the priestly and ruling class of Israel, the people of God on whom God's glory rested and of whom she was a central part. Surely, up until the moment of our passage, she must have thought her situation was full of hope and peace. But in the span of a single day, her situation shifted dramatically. In the course of just a few hours, she lost everything. We'll expand on the details of this day in the weeks ahead, but it's enough to know right now that she was crushed, so much so that it caused her to go into labor early. Now, what should have been a moment of immense life-giving joy had become a terribly dark and painful situation. And because of her situation, feeling broken and abandoned, in her mind, she was no longer giving birth to a baby boy, but rather to grief, despair, and heartbreaking failure and disappointment. When the baby boy finally arrived, she was overcome with pain and could not be healed or comforted. The cacophony and chaos of her situation spoke louder than her faith and louder than her hope. With her dying breath, she named the boy Ichabod, which means no glory or glory departed, because the glory of God had departed from her and her people. I know this is an unusual place to begin Advent, but I'm willing to bet that most of us are entering this season of hope in the midst of some situation that feels painful or hopeless. We are in some situation, be it personal, familial, or in our community, where we feel that the glory and the presence of the Lord has departed. Hope is born out of hopeless situations. So let me begin by asking, what's your situation?